It's just gone 9 o'clock Central African time. This is BTV News. We are broadcasting live from the nation's capital, Gaborone. I'm Ulibile Samoka. Let's take a look at stories making headlines. Acting President Ndaba Kgaolate participates in the UN Botswana Walk for Sustainable Development. Parties negotiating conditions of service for public service employee agree to the resuscitation of the Public Service Bargaining Council.
And in sports, DTCB and BFA's partnership commended for elevating women's football.
That is in Tebogan Sebetlela joining us later on our sport desk. Topotaposa is interpreting in sign language. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Now, in our first story, the acting president Ndaba Kgaolate has emphasized government's commitment to achieving the 2030 agenda for sustainable development goals, which aims to end poverty and ensure prosperity for all people. Kgaolate made the remarks during the 10-kilometer marathon run to mark the United Nations 80th anniversary celebration this morning in Gaborone, where he acknowledged the support rendered to Botswana by the UN over the years. Monica Siswala with more.
Founded in 1945, the United Nations has been at the core of driving countries to unite in peace and foster prosperity for all. The SDG Run and Walk amplifies a common goal by the organization, government and diplomats towards making this vision a reality. For Botswana, which is on a journey towards achieving socio-economic growth through initiatives such as the Economic Transformation Program, the acting president says the country is committed to showing the world that even smaller nations can become an example of excellence.
We are deepening our collaboration with the United Nations, the private sector, civil society, and communities across our nation. We are strengthening social protection systems that safeguard the vulnerable. We are advancing green growth that protects the environment while creating meaningful jobs. We are investing in education, in science and in technology, tools that give our youth a fair chance in a competitive world, while upholding the principles of integrity and accountability that sustain our democracy.
Over the years, since Botswana became a member of the UN, it has enjoyed the organization's support, now standing as a shining example of the values and principles of the UN Charter.
Botswana continues to stand as a model of stability, democracy, and development, values that reflect the very spirit of the United Nations. The UN's engagement in Botswana spans a wide range of sectors, from urban planning, environmental resilience, and public health, to refugee support, child welfare, youth empowerment, and governance. Anchored by a structured cooperation framework that's co-created with the government of Botswana and strengthened by our regional and global expertise.
We have worked together to improve lives and build capacity. Over 440 million pula in joint initiatives have strengthened livelihoods, expanded access to education, empowered women and youth, and promoted good governance.
Going forward, government and the UN reiterated a mutual determination towards advancing social protection, creating jobs, and strengthening action towards climate resilience. Monica Saswala, BTV News, Gaborone.
Camp Hill Community Trust has called for sustainable funding models for non-governmental organizations, particularly those whose mandate is to enhance the lives of vulnerable communities. The call was made by the Trust Management on Friday during the Trust's 51st year fundraising gala dinner, which was graced by the acting president, Ndaba Kgaolate. The gala dinner was to raise funds for the construction of classrooms at Rankoromane Primary School. Monica Siswala with more.
51 years ago, Camp Hill Community Trust opened its doors to positively impact the lives of disabled children. The institution has now flourished to offer schooling, shelter, and training for disabled people, while others gained long-term employment. However, due to current economic challenges, the institution, just like other NGOs, needs financial assistance to continue impacting people's lives.
Over the past 9 years, NGOs supported by Ministry of Child Welfare and Basic Education have received the same level of subventions. Despite rising costs and growing community needs, if this doesn't change, we don't want to see ourselves sending those beautiful kids home. But we hope through the leadership of our acting president, something will be done.
Camp Hill started in a very small way, and it had a dream. And the dream of Camp Hill was that we would be able to make an impact on the lives of some of the most vulnerable people in the country, children with learning disabilities and other disabilities, who at that time there was really almost no opportunity for education for such people. Almost nothing.
We must view inclusion as a shared national responsibility. Government, businesses, civil society, and every citizen who values justice and equality must play a role.
When applauding the institution for promoting inclusion of vulnerable communities, the acting president noted that government has also embedded inclusivity in its new transformation efforts.
The true north is the standard by which all our plans and progress will be measured. It is the soul of our national renewal, the spirit of the Botswana that leaves no one behind. Institutions like Camp Hill bring this vision to life. They transform abstract goals into lived realities. They show that transformation is not measured by GDP, but by dignity, by how many hands are working, how many hearts are hopeful, and how many lives are made whole.
It was revealed that since 2013, the institution's transformation program has assisted over 200 learners to find their future path. Monica Seswaila, BTV News, Gaborone.
The Minister for State President Moeti Mohasa extends congratulations to the public service unions and the employer party for successfully concluding the negotiation process that led to the signing of the Constitution of the Public Service Bargaining Council on the 17th of October 2025. This marks a new chapter in the resuscitation of the Public Service Bargaining Council and represents a renewed commitment by all parties to strengthen dialogue, collaboration and mutual respect in addressing matters affecting the welfare and conditions of service of public offices. The signing of the Constitution paves the way for its registration with the Commissioner of Labour, expected to be completed by the end of November 2025. The recently concluded negotiations focused on salary adjustments for public officers within salary scales A to D. It is important to note that employees within salary scale E1 and above did not receive any salary increment as part of this round of negotiations. Significantly, the agreement ensures that no public officers earns below the minimum living wage of 4,000 pula, marking a progressive step towards improving the livelihoods of lower income employees within the public service. The minister commends all parties for their patience, professionalism and spirit of constructive engagement demonstrated throughout the negotiation process. Their collective dedication reflects a deep sense of duty to the public service and to the broader national interest. The resuscitation of the PSBC reaffirms the centrality of social dialogue as a cornerstone of good governance, labour, peace and sustainable development. The minister reaffirms the umbrella for democratic change government unwavering commitment to improving the conditions of service for public officers. Now, the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development, says the mining industry should be a more inclusive and people-centric centre. Speaking at the Botswana mining show that concluded this week in Gaborone, Minister Motshekga urged the industry leaders to make a future where the nation's mineral wealth directly and meaningfully benefits its people. Kwarata Maranyani reports.
Two-day Botswana mining show ended on a high note, with senior government officials and industry leaders championing a future where the nation's mineral wealth directly and meaningfully benefits its people. The minister emphasized that government's vision for the mining sector extends far beyond extraction and export revenues, stressing that the industry must be fully integrated and involved within local communities and the economy.
Must translate into the wealth of our people. Empowering citizens in the mining value chain means ensuring that Botswana are not only beneficiaries but active participants at every stage of the mining process, from exploration and extraction to processing, supply, marketing, and ownership. It is about transforming mining from a resource-based activity into a people-centered engine of national prosperity, as I've already enunciated earlier.
The Member of Parliament for Bulletin East, who is also the Assistant Minister of Transport and Infrastructure, Mr. Kewagilia Tamelang, reiterated that mining communities should be the primary beneficiaries, not only for corporate social responsibility projects, but also structured investments in local infrastructure, education, and healthcare.
The fact remains that these mining communities haven't actually had the best of the cake sharing, for a lack of a better word. So, to be a responsible leader now, it means as I stand here and my fellow parliamentarians, we need now to change the legislation to say, how do we then change beneficiation? How do we expand it to it in so personal to the younger generation, where ke bona ngwana wa go khwe go boteti are ene o bata go nna a rigger, o bata go nna a metallurgist, o bata go nna a geologist.
Event which brought together local and international mining executives, investors, and service providers, is said to have been a collaborative show with a shared vision of the long-term sustainability of the mining sector. Khorata Moranyani, BTV News, Gaborone.
Breast cancer is said to be the second common cancer after cervical cancer, affecting women in Botswana, with many cases diagnosed late, thus worsening the outcome. Dr. Tumisa Masheleng of Hukunzi DHMT has emphasized the importance of proper self-examination and early consultation, which he says could help save lives. He made this appeal during the Breast Cancer Awareness Commemoration held in Hukunzi recently. No Mudu.
Every October, the world turns pink to create awareness about breast cancer and also to honor the courage, strength, and resilience of women affected by breast cancer. Dr. Tumisa Masheleng says the pink color and ribbon carry a powerful message which educates and encourages members of society to regularly examine their breast for early detection and any sign and symptom associated with the disease.
Some of the
signs associated with breast cancer include, amongst others, lump and thickening of the breast. If there is something unusual about your breast, either in size or shape, please visit the nearest hospital.
mo kokelong re go thuse kana gona le bohibidi bongwe kana bogwata bongwe o sepele le gore batho ba tshelang ka kankere ba lebagane le one re tsela go tota mo sepeleo tsela go mpieno gape re tsela go.
We are here to honor the journey of people living with cancer, those who are on treatment, and cancer survivors. We honor their stories because they encourage us.
ba ileng gore ba mo kalahing mo nakong ya gompieno.
It was further noted that rural communities often face healthcare challenges such as long distances they have to take to visit health centers, lack of access to screening, as well as lower rates of health-seeking behavior, amongst others.
It's very critical.
It is important to know if you are from a family with a history of cancer. Cancer treatment are chemotherapy, radiation, or surgery. I have completed my 8 months chemotherapy and I'll be moving to the next level of chemo. Moreover, members of society were employed to play their part in this campaign by way of spreading the message about breast cancer at homes, churches, and workplaces, as well as encouraging the younger generation to go for screening, as early detection could save their lives. Neo Mudungwa, Botswana Television, Hukunzi.
Residents of Jakalas Number 1 relaunched the vision of their village this past Friday. According to the vision's chairperson, Buikutsu Mpinyani, the Jakalas Number 1 vision was initially launched in 2008 and it has since been revised over the years to ensure that it aligns with the current National Vision 2036. The ultimate goal of Jakalas Number 1 vision is to come up with ideas that could be used to develop the village to help uplift its economy and enable residents to be self-reliant. Terry Makweng attended the launch.
Owing to its close proximity to the Ramokhwebana border, Jakalas Number 1's geographical location on its own presents an opportunity for residents to trade profitably with neighboring Zimbabwe. This relaunch was therefore organized to revisit some of the viable business ideas that some villagers could use to improve their livelihoods.
Visionary, it's aligning itself to Vision 2036.
This vision aligns itself to the National Vision 2036, and for us as a people of Jakalas, we have a vision that is defined which goes beyond time frames. It has been 17 years and we are here to reignite that vision. As people of Jakalas, we can reimagine the future of our village. We are responsible for changing Jakalas Number 1.
We can reimagine what the future of Jakalas Number 1 looks like.
Prominent businessman in the area, Mr. Ishmael Shakashogwe, agrees with the locals that Jakalas Number 1 has the potential to lure in investors who could establish businesses to create the much-needed employment for the residents, who also believe in their own potential to establish high-income enterprises.
We are not merely relaunching the Jakalas vision. We are reviving a dream, one that was first kindled many years ago by men and women who believed that a small village such as Jakalas Number 1 could be the birthplace of a great ideas that benefit the Jakalasians now, in the future, and the nation at large.
March 2023, Rabo rekwatisa si topa sa na sa level si muso rena lesi tankana yoyele tango se bona ka.
For those who want to plow lab, just know that there is potential to be rich.
Se ke le tango lusi silole butsadi ba kinali tumela butsadi jo Jakalas ka bontsi bai ba ba sa iting ile baeng. The
village leadership believes in the vision, which not only brings people together, but also motivates them to venture into businesses, although the challenge of land shortage remains. We want developments and we wish that we could be more advanced. The problem is the slow allocation of plots because investors don't like to be delayed.
The investors,
with this vision now in full swing, it is believed that it will guide the residents on ways they could embark on for the desired development of their village. Terry Makweng, BTV News, Jakalas Number 1.
Yes, to watch BTV News. Thank you for staying with us. Now, moving on. Works on 30 kilometers of the 128-kilometer stretch of Khansi-Nuqade Road are currently underway, with the project expected to be completed and handed over in August of 2027. This was revealed during a stakeholder engagement meeting on the project's progress, which is currently at 31% completion. Angela Nosa with more.
Construction of the Khansi-Nuqade Road, stretching 128 kilometers, is underway, despite challenges encountered along the way. However, the project managers are confident that the project will be completed on time.
This road, it connects the Khansi township through 83, which is a gateway to neighboring countries like Namibia. It's a gateway to Khansi township, to CGR, to the Okavango Delta, to Mizu Teka Habo Mahungo Kasani. this A3 road is a gateway to that. Even the city of Francistown.
By the time that we close for December 2025 break, re sologela gore be re heditse ya ka ne ke le bolela be re heditse tsela e yang ko Qadi up to kilometer 30. That will be about 4.7 kilometers go tswa junctioneng ya New Qadi be re heditse re tshetse sekontere.
We demand from Tau Grading to deliver quality job or work. Ya tselae. We demand from the consultants to be indeed the eyes of the government. We do not want shortcuts.
The project has employed over 160 locals, but there are some reservations regarding the employment process.
Office tla ya grading kana project manager a tla re eng re batla bana re batla go hira mo hana sa le go twenya reta ya no re tshwenyegile ka seo thata le go
re protecta khanya wage bill ka mabaka gore ga re se re bone di boropiti go ra gore ga ke ra kharametsa tuentsi ka jalo ya no ga re bereke ka palo e re na le yone go ka nna tona hela gore ke batla batho ba le babedi batho ba kukumetse ga khorong bana le dikgwedi ho e be ke tsamaya ke a khote mme ba le teng ho ke ne ke re ke bana ba lona betso ga re o hiri ope kontle le bana ba kgaoloi.
The envisaged ripple benefits of this road are numerous, amongst them stimulation of the local economy by ensuring easy access to markets, reduced vehicle operation costs and travel time, as well as opening up new opportunities for economic and social development. Angela Nosa, BTV News, Khanzi.
Molepolele College of Education has been hailed for the strong impact it has made in Botswana through producing dedicated, competent and well-rounded educators. Speaking at the college's 40th anniversary celebration in Molepolele, Minister of Higher Education Prince Maele said the milestone should serve as a turning point to strengthen commitment to education excellence and produce teachers whose expertise is sought out across Africa and beyond. Jessica Pilani.
The anniversary celebration brought together current students, alumni, and the staff of Molepolele College of Education. The college continues to offer teacher training programs that support the country's educational needs. Established in 1985, MCE has enrolled more than 7,000 students since its inception.
Our graduation rate as an institution to date stands at 99.6%. What's a celebration? Worth to be celebrated. Molepolele College had attained 16 distinctions, and also the progression rate is at 99.8%.
MCE has always made us proud as Bakwena. Since its inception, this college taught every learner to work hard and produce good academic results, hence celebrating this major milestone today.
I salute all lecturers and other staff members for their remarkable contribution and the success of this college. Indeed, this college has a promising future.
In his congratulatory message, Minister Maele highlighted government's commitment to investing in education, noting that it remains key in transforming the economy.
Amount of technology or infrastructure can secure our nation's future. However, when we invest in education, in our teachers, in our youth, our innovators, we create the very engine that propels Botswana's economic growth and prosperity. As the Ministry of Higher Education, we are committed to ensuring that institutions like Molepolele College of Education evolve in step with the demands of the 21st century.
The college management has expressed hope that degree-level programs will soon be introduced as part of expanding academic offerings in line with national education goals.
The staff in this college, as you have seen them parading, my honorable minister, are learned enough and are ready to offer a degree. They only need your endorsement.
Let's think about that including internationalizing Molepolole College of Education.
Those tasked with the responsibility of nurturing teachers who will serve the nation with dedication and excellence say they will continue delivering only the best graduates that the college is known for. Jessica Pilani, BTV News, Molepolole.
Now, in international news, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro on Friday claimed that the United States government is trying to provoke a military conflict in South America and said his administration seeks to prevent an escalation at all costs. Maduro insisted that Washington is trying to create a false narrative to intervene in Venezuela under the pretext of fighting drug trafficking. The president also raised doubts about America's willingness to engage in another armed conflict, questioning the current mood within the U.S. society towards any potential military involvement. Maduro also stated that since his country broke ties with the Drug Enforcement Administration, Venezuela has become free of drug trafficking. Deborah Sebetlela is on standby to give you the sport news.
Thank you very much, Chulibile Samoka. Now, Botswana Tonight Sports News follows with me, Taboran Sebetlela. In the ongoing FNB Premiership, Gaborone United have bagged their second consecutive win in a space of 3 days as they defeated Matebele by 3-1 in a game played at the GU Stadium this afternoon. A brace from Tatawane Kamanyane and a goal from Tabo Mapondam was enough to secure 3 points for the home side. Yashe Dambe scored the consolation goal for Matebele FC. Let's take a look at the highlights of that game.
Bonajalo Noyan Kamatebele Yashtambe Ponte a go direla go ka feta wa romela Johnson Thago ya ga Messi Khamanyane instant response go tswa mo go thata ya one a ba dira jalo ya ntlha ya the money machine Sesei mo go thole go dira Ntoli a ba sireletsa Sesei abayatla ya leletlo wa Thabo Maponda monagetse seo bona ha Chideu tsamekana le Machoni Phiri wa sireletsa Messi Khamanyane a kitla tlogela entseng jana Messi bona ya gagwe ya bobedi ya motshameko ya boraro ya Ademani Machine go ka dira yalo 3 stopa sa the Reds 1 stopa se Samatebele hela jaka ba dirile go soa bogara gape ke re tswa mo go yone.
So for us, I congratulate the players for this win. It shows that we have dedication. We work as a team. We are one family. We play for each other. We couldn't even give. We were winning 2-1, but we still wanted to win to score more. That's when we scored the third goal. Good for the boy who now is a 101 goal, which I'm proud of him. I'm proud of the boys, and I'm happy for the supporters who came to support us for this game.
The same story is every weekend, where we have chances. We don't convert, mainly because of maybe a decision making or technical mistake, and then a team gets one opportunity and they score. So that's the nature of the game. But in terms of how we played, the approach, exactly how we expected them to play, exactly how we wanted to play, because we need to be realistic. My players are young boys that are still inexperienced and learning, and that this was a good game for us.
In other FNB Premiership games played today, Nico United and Sua Flamingos played to a 0-all draw, while Orapa United defeated BDF 11 by 3-2. Police 11 beat Santa Green by 1-0, while Extension Gunners lost 4-0 to Morupule Wanderers. Muchuri Center Chiefs and Township Rollers game is ongoing at Obeditani Chulume Stadium, with Mahosi leading 2-0 into the second half. Moving on, Olorato Ramagapu of Ditubaruba Table Tennis Club has registered a 5th victory in the Phoenix Assurance Botswana Super League after defeating Carol David of Bulletin Table Tennis Club by 4-0 in a match played at Babusi Hall in Gaborone today. Sapo Gihimile was there.
The match began with high intensity as both players showed intentions to come out victorious. However, Ramagapu's fine play ensured that she took the first set 13-11. Ramagapu continued where she left off in the second set, amassing points to win that set by 11 points to 3. The third set was a much more competitive affair as Ramagapu sought to extend her lead while David tried to pull a set back. The latter's effort, however, proved inadequate as Ramagapu took that set 11-6. David came to the fourth set with optimism as she believed that she could stage a comeback. They continued trading strokes and collecting points, but Ramagapu rose higher to win the set 15-13 to win the match by 4-0. I'm happy with my performance considering how I've been playing. Today my strokes were better. I struggled with my backhand and chop, and that's why I lost the match. I'm going to work hard at training. On the men's side, Tirolsoma of Smash Manex Table Tennis Club and Tato Juan of Bontlen Table Tennis Club locked horns in a tightly contested encounter. Lesumo proved too good for Khongwana, defeating him by 4-2.
Happy I did well, even though a game is with the tempo. I from behind. I got a two. Plan was to win 4-0 because it's a league. It's very important for Oscar consider. So the more we consider, I'm
so disappointed.
I'm disappointed with my performance. I struggle to play forehand, and I'm going to work hard during training to improve that. The Phoenix Assurance Super League, which is on its 8th week, will continue next week. Tsebo Gihimile, PTV Sport, Gaborone.
Jordan Galaxy have been eliminated from the CAF Confederations Cup following a 1-1 draw with Zambia's Zesco United in the second leg encounter played at the Obeditane Chilume Stadium in Francistown today. Zesco United advances to the group stages following a 5-4 aggregate win. Zesco found the back of the net on the 43rd minute of the first half, courtesy of Amine Hiva, to give the visitors the lead going into the halftime break. From recess corners, halftime talk seemed to have made a difference as Tabansi Sinyi scored an equalizer on the 83rd minute to give Galaxy some hope. Zesco United's victory advances them to the group stages of the CAF Confederations Cup, while Jordan Galaxy falls short in the preliminary round.
Obviously, I'm disappointed to be eliminated. Although I felt we dominated the game, I don't think we, in the first half, I don't think we moved the ball quick enough. I don't think we created enough clear-cut chances. Disappointing to lose to, I think, only their second sort of shot on target at the end of the first half. That always made it difficult. I thought the boys came out, we fought hard in the second half, but probably needed that goal a bit earlier, and we got it.
I'm very happy that we have managed to go to the group stage, because that was our target after a long time. So I'm happy for the whole team, starting with our sponsors, who have done a lot in preparing us, because they gave us everything, and it would have been very bad had we not qualified to the group stage. And what comes after, we'll tackle it then. But I'm very happy for the whole team at Zesco and the boys, because in the team there are those who are just coming up. So playing in the group stage, it is a very good experience.
The head of women's football at the Botswana Football Association, BFA, Solofelo Setokom, says the 4-year partnership with the diamond trading company Botswana, DTCB, has played a pivotal role in elevating women's football across the country. She made the remarks at a stakeholders engagement workshop held in Gaborone, convened to assess the social and developmental impact of DTCB, BFA, initiatives and explore new opportunities to empower women through sport. Paco Strek has the details.
The collaboration between BFA and DTCB was forged to strengthen competition standards in women's football, a sector that for years grappled with limited sponsorship and sustainability. Since the partnership began in 2022, women's football has made significant strides, delivering improved performances both at club and national team levels.
The mess alone qualify twice in a row. And in the small basic competitions in the tournament DTCB because it's a ripple effect. We've seen the champion in United in qualifying now in Botswana the DTCB tournament and then Kosafa and the Kosafa regional tournament. And now the CAF Club Championship.
Beyond the results on the pitch, DTCB says the partnership has also made a meaningful difference in developing players' life skills and personal growth.
When this partnership started, there were about 22 teams participating. It went on to the second year, about 60 teams. And on to the third year, 120 teams were participating through across Botswana. And not only that, in the number of players, we saw the number of players rising from about 90 to 3,000 registered at this moment. And not only that, there's some women who've able to get into soccer academies around the world. Those who've been able to even get sponsorships to go and not only go and play soccer, but also to go and study.
The existing BFA DTCB women's football sponsorship deal is set to conclude in March next year, with both parties expressing optimism about renewing it to continue driving progress and empowerment within women's football at all levels. Pako Sterek, PTV Sport, Gaborone.
Lastly, Tlokwen United, who are rooted at the bottom of the First Division South Lock standings with a single point, suffered yet another loss, going down by 2-1 against Prisons 11 in a Week 7 match played at the Gaborone United Stadium on Friday evening. So for Malepa was there.
Tlokwen United came into the match still reeling from a heavy 5-0 defeat to Holy Ghost on Tuesday in their Week 6 encounter. Before that match, Tlokwen United were already stuck at the bottom of the First Division South Lock standings with a single point from 1 draw and 5 losses in their first 6 outings. On the other hand, Prisons 11 came into the match sitting 4th on the Lock standings with 13 points gathered from 4 wins, 1 draw and 1 loss. The first half saw both teams launching attacks, but none managed to break the deadlock until the game went to the halftime break. In the second half, Prisons 11 made 3 substitutions in an effort to take control of the match, and it worked out for them as substitute Tebogo Mokgotsi opened the scoring for Wadas on the 60th minute. The lead was short-lived as Muluki More scored an equalizer for Tlokwen United in the 62nd minute. Moments later, another substitute, Gabon Toiwa, sealed the win with a second goal for Prisons 11, giving his team a 2-1 victory and elevating them to the top of the First Division South table ahead of Saturday's fixtures. Tlokwen United's new head coach Musimane Gape Kanono, who was on his second appearance in the dugout since taking over the top post, had this to say after the game.
I'm just arriving to team, so there are a lot of things still on. I'm trying to work on to get them better. So, but today I think we're a better team compared to like last week and the other times I've been watching them playing as well. So I think today we played more like a team. It's only that we slipped at some point at the back. So they had strikers very mobile, so our defenders were so sleepy at some point.
I think we are happy with the score line, but not the performance per se, because we started off really a bit slow, but in our second half we were going to get a piece. Because of the subs, we managed to up the tempo. Then that's when we scored those 2 goals. It's very motivating for us to be on the top of the log, but we are not. We are already there. But it is a real motivation, and credit to the players. They are working so hard for this, and that fighting spirit is the one that has kept us at the top of the log.
Another match played on Friday at the same venue, Taoyang Strikers were held to a 1-1 draw by security systems. Tsegofatso Malepa, PTV Sport, Gaborone.
From the sports desk, that's all I had for you this evening. Until we meet again tomorrow, same time. Now back to Libile Samoka to remind us of our leading stories. Good evening.
Acting President Ndabakaolathe participates in the UN Botswana Walk for Sustainable Development. Parties negotiating conditions of service for public service employees agreed to resuscitation of the Public Service Bargaining Council.
And sports, the TCB and BFA partnership commended for elevating women's football.
Well, that is all the news we had for you this Sabbath. Weather is up next.
Over and above these challenges, the prevailing fiscal position we find ourselves in as a country and the public health sector in particular has resulted in our suppliers demanding upfront payment before shipment, further slowing down some international products that we had ordered. International geopolitics, raging wars and tariffs have also complicated supply chains, further limiting availability of critical supplies in the international market. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, despite these challenges, under the stewardship of the structures that were assembled by the President, being the steering committee and the task force, we were able to mobilize resources, procure and distribute essential medicines and commodities to all health facilities within the shortest possible time. As at the beginning of October, availability in our hospitals had gone up to 36% from the initial 17% reported in August. Our target is to reach 97% and to maintain at least 3 months stock at CMS from December going forward. Ladies and gentlemen, it is important to differentiate where the main